So comfortable, and no one seems to hold me like you do. You're so wonderful. A star could never shine as bright as you. Shine as bright as you.
Hello, welcome to the latest I will ever run sprints on my channel.
Are you regretting it yet? I just realized, like, with the time change, you're up till like 3 a.m. my time. I love you. I don't know if I'm gonna last that long.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
We'll see.
Hold on a second.
We'll see how long filming takes.
I was gonna say you've done 24 hours before.
24 hours. Oh, if I make it to the end, it will be making it to the end of yours, and then I'm asleep.
That's fair.
Because that does give me, I think that gives me actually 8 hours to sleep before I have to be up.
Yeah, you can do that. It's fine.
I can do that. I think I can manage.
Listen, I'm running on 3 hours of sleep and like a 15-minute nap. It's fine.
God bless you.
And I've already done a live show today.
Oh, yeah, I saw. I was like, that was a very short live show. And then I saw that it was the discussion.
Yeah, it was just the discussion. And like those usually only took like 45 minutes, but we were talking about an education in Alice. So yeah, it was definitely not sprints. But we are here at part 3 of 24-hour sprints. It is part 3, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Math is correct.
Since there's like time. Well, with the time change and then also like starting them later, because I used to be part 3 when I would start at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So welcome.
It's
sprints.
It's because of the time change.
Well, it's because you're in Central Time, but also because we bumped them back a session.
Yeah, because I also started them at 2.
Yeah.
Now I will say that I am probably not going to do that next month. I think I will go back to starting. I think I will go back to starting them at 4 Eastern. And the reason is because all of that's going to mean is that I can't talk for more than 15 minutes at the beginning.
Which means we'll actually be productive.
Yeah, and then have to throw us into an hour sprint because Ari's bus, like I have to leave to go stand there for Ari's bus. I leave at 3:15, even though technically I'm standing there for 15 minutes, but I just like read or whatever.
Right. So and that should only be an issue for 1 more month before summer break.
Yeah. So it'll be probably only an issue for April because she gets out of school at the end of May. So depending on when we do May ones. But then she's supposed to go to my dad's for the summer. So it might not even be like an issue at all.
Right.
For the summer months.
Yeah. Listen, the amount of winging it that we do in these 24-hour sprints.
Every single month. And it's not like we don't discuss it. Like I'll be like, hey guys, I know that they just ended, but when do we want to do next month? And then we all flounder around for like 3 weeks until we're like, oh, okay, I guess this week will work for everybody. It's basically how it happens.
Well, and then I didn't know when I was going to be available. And so I just didn't sign up for one this time. And then it was literally this morning that I was like, yeah, I can take Brooklyn's spot.
Brooklyn she messaged me last night and was like, I've messed up. I ended up having to work. And I was like, it's not a big deal. I was like, it's okay. I was like, we'll figure it out. Like,
there's enough people here that do these.
Yeah, whatever. And then Margaret was like, I can do a second one. And then Nicole was like, if you want, I can just do 3 all together. And I was like, you can't do 3 all together.
That's a long time.
I was like, after you sprinted on Thursday, no, ma'am.
See, if I would have switched with Nicole and not done the late night one. But you live and you learn. It's fine. It's only going to be 1 o'clock when I end. Will I be joining anyone else? Absolutely not.
She's like, I will be going to bed.
I will come back on for Margaret's. So we can read God Killer. Although I don't know that the logistics of that are going to work because that is a 12-hour audiobook.
Well, I mean, we only need to do part of it on sprints. The plan was to either
you
read
can
on
start
sprints
it.
or just the two of us read together. Like
Gotcha.
just us.
Gotcha.
Like
Got it.
if we could take a break and then like,
I think I might actually film a challenge tomorrow because I'm going to reorganize my bookshelves.
Mm-hmm.
And because I got the new extensions, and I think I might film reading God Killer while I reorganize my office.
Yeah.
And then like be like, can I finish God Killer in the time that it takes to reorganize my office?
I mean, I'll probably be listening to it at close to 2 times speed. So that's like 7 hours. We can finish that in a day.
That's the plan. But tonight I'm reading We Spread by Ian Reid. I'm like 15% of the way in, but I'm liking it so far. It's more literary than I normally like, but I think because it's done in first person, it's very unsettling. So that's where we're at here. But Libby was gonna steal it, so I had it jumped up to the top of the list.
With Libby and stealing these books, I have a book I need to finish.
It's called Waiting Until the Last Minute, hitting renew enough times, and then finally it being like one person is waiting. You can't renew it anymore.
You know, speaking of, hold on. Where's my phone? It's right there. I'm going to see if I can renew this book.
I have a 12-hour audiobook that's due in 6 days that 2 people are waiting for, so I can't renew.
I have a, let's see. How many hours do I have left on this stupid thing? I have 9 hours left on this at 1.75 speed. And let's see if I can renew it. Let's just see if I can renew it. It doesn't say anyone is waiting on it.
Yeah, as long as it's like 3 days, and then
it says due in 2 days.
And as long as there's nobody waiting, you should be able to renew it.
That's fine. It's not due till Sunday at 10 p.m. I can get that done. We're good. It's fine. I don't need to do that. Yeah.
What are y'all up to tonight?
I'm filming my TBR.
I'm going to start Ashford Parker.
I love this for you. I can't wait for you to love her. But more importantly, I can't wait for you to love Jordan. Because Jordan can step on you. Well, she can step on me, and I imagine she will be able to step on you.
Probably. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about
knowing your taste in romance.
Here's the thing about you and I that I've figured out, that we are very the same when it comes to romance.
You usually actually rate things even higher than I do.
That's also true.
I foresee a 6-star book coming, Neva.
Astrid will be a 6-star book for you. Like, I'm calling it now.
Okay. I have to also keep Brittany informed because she, like...
I think that you should start a group chat with us or just continue the one we probably have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have one somewhere.
There's got to be one somewhere.
There's got to be a Brittany Bree Neva group chat. There's got to be. There's got to be something that we've discussed that it required us to have a group chat.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna need updates.
I will find it or create one. I am probably going to take a nap during this first sprint.
I will let everybody know we're doing 45-minute sprints because if we do an hour sprint, I will fall asleep.
Yeah, just so you're aware, that's what we're doing during my sprints too at 5 a.m.
I will probably take a nap. Like, I will probably nap through the first sprint and the second chatty part.
Cool.
That makes sense.
That's fine.
But I will also be starting Ashford Parker because I will set a timer for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever, so that it stops. So I don't miss anything.
Yeah, you're fine.
But it's time, I guess, to start.
Yeah, you know.
And just dragging my feet while Bree and Brittany are like, "Are you gonna read it yet?"
You said you're gonna read it at 1 today, so just say
that's true. So we're gonna start it.
It's been 8 hours. Margaret, you're filming?
I am filming right now, and then if I finish filming in time and I am still able to stay awake, I think I'm going to pick up Lore Olympus Volume 1 because I need something short to finish today.
I thought you already read Lore Olympus Volume 1.
Sorry, Volume 2.
Oh, I was like,
Oh, I hope you love it.
I
I'm
saw
waiting.
that.
I'm waiting for my library to give me 3 and 4 because somehow, very rudely, they had 1 and 2 and 5.
How
Mhm.
rude.
Excuse me. So I had to put 3 and 4 on hold.
Yeah, I have the hardcover, so I'm like, I may take my time with these because I've only got 3 that I own currently. So
That wasn't your most graceful moment, dude.
Oh, hi.
hi,
It's the
Schmidt.
Schmidt show. It's the Schmidt show. He's like, you're on sprints. I'm here now.
Oh,
Where was I?
Coda, what are you up to tonight?
I am going to finish the last chapter of my buddy pages for Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. And then I will either work on A Little Life or the famous arc.
That's some like serious heavy books for 9:15 at night.
Yeah, I'm not going to be up for very much longer. I have to be up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I know. I was actually very surprised that you were here. I was like, oh, I think I might be by myself tonight.
I should be able to make it through at least one spread, yeah.
Perfect. We have a lot of friends here. Hello. Working on a Fate Inked in Blood. I need to read that. I wanted to read that this month. Did it happen? No. Hello, Carly. Hello. Page 251. Was liking it. Now it's getting a bit draggy. I heard that it kind of does like a switch halfway through. Hello. I need to go back later, watch your book club discussion because I read it Education and Mouse and was a bit disappointed. That's sad. You probably won't like my take then. Cal gave it 4 stars. I gave it 5 stars, but it's a vibes book, and we came to the conclusion that if you read it in one sitting or like one day, then you really liked it. But if you had to put it down and come back to it, it lost some of the magic. It's one of those books.
Those books.
Yeah. Hello. Going to be continuing with 11/22/63. Also another heavy book, physically and.
This is physically heavy.
I was like, oh, that's not what I meant, but it works. Hello. Reading The Will of the Many at page 205. I don't know where I am in that book. How are you liking it, Kay? Oh, you already answered that question. I'm buddy reading it with Maria and Kristen, and it's one of those books like when I'm in it, I really, really like it. But do I know what's going on? Absolutely not.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really liking it. It's got a very unsettling vibe in it. God killing shelf organization. Thank you, Kay. That's what I'm calling this vlog.
I was just gonna do can I read God Killer in one day?
That too. Reading The Wishing Game. Nice. I think I've read that one. Sounds familiar. Hoping to start a Fate Inked in Blood. Very nice.
Very kind of the queen to stop by.
Huh?
I said it's very kind of the queen to stop by.
Yeah. From beyond the grave. These are haunted sprints, actually.
That's my second favorite time period after Tudor England is Victorian England.
There you go.
They were absolutely bonkers. It's great.
At the beach, I'll be reading more of it. Nice. Keep putting it because I don't want to read a 1,100 page book during readathons. Yeah, but the problem is that at this point there is a readathon every single month, so it just happens. Have like 6.5 hours left of Senlin Ascends. Due tomorrow at 4. I believe in you. Yes. Hello.
Long time to see.
Gonna keep reading The Bone Shard Daughter. That's on my TBR. I own that. I have not read it.
I need to read it at some point.
Like, I've heard really good things about it. I had coffee. I'm feeling no ounce of tiredness, so maybe I'm in for the long haul. Nice.
I've done it. It's fun.
It's fun.
You lose your mind by the end, but it's fun.
Schmidt, are you comfy?
The best part is all of the people going, "How are you? You're doing the whole thing like you're crazy," and it's like,
but
I
like
might as
Neva
well.
does it every month.
Yeah. Well,
I
it
do
got
what?
to the point. Stay up for 24 hours. It got to the point that I
Oh.
was like, I can either miss my sprints, or I can stay awake all night. Like if I sleep,
Because if you fell asleep, you would miss your sprints.
Yeah, if I fell
Yeah.
asleep, there was no guarantee I was going to actually be caught, because I have a habit of turning my alarm off in my sleep when I'm not fully awake.
Yeah.
So,
I have that problem because my alarm is my watch. And so somehow in my like dream state, the vibration just like makes sense.
I mean, you have 5 alarm clocks that will get you up at some point.
Only this one.
Oh, have the other ones learned to sleep in?
Oh, the other ones are potatoes. When I get up in the morning to let the other dogs, like to let the dogs out, Doyle will not even get off the bed.
That's so
He's like,
funny.
yeah, no, it's not time yet.
I'm so used to most dogs being like, we need food.
They will, so because Derek feeds them in the morning during the week, they will wake up to his alarm.
Tomorrow will be the first time that I'll have used an alarm in years.
Wow. I love that for you. Very jealous.
Oh, I just don't be. I naturally wake up at like 5 a.m. usually.
Oh, you're my
I don't
dad.
naturally wake up at 5 a.m., but I wake up at 5 a.m.
I do. It's like 4:45. I'm like,
I'll do that in the summer. It'll be much easier to get up. But like right now, when it's still dark until 6:30,
yeah.
no, thank you. Hi, baby. Hello. That's fair. I mean, I liked the vibes. It's fine. It's 100% pretentious creative writing professor and student vibe. And that's exactly what it was. That was the whole point. Reading the Will of the Mini in one tonight. Wow. Good luck, Kay. So I'm trying to get some of it in now. The readathons never end. They really don't. I'm gonna like chill during April. I'm gonna do Jess's readathon because you get badges.
And you can chill on that. That's a chill readathon.
And that's a chill readathon, but I'm not doing Aurelium.
Jess and I have the same like vibe when it comes to readathons, where we're just like, the prompts are there to give you some focus. Do what you want.
Yeah. I'm gonna be present for Escape the Readathon. I don't know how much reading will happen.
Oh no. I'm doing I mean, Jess's readathon I'll probably like pop into. You know what I mean? Because she's my friend. But otherwise,
I'm making the TBR for
readathon,
it.
I don't know her in April.
We'll see if reading happens.
Yeah.
Yo.
Reading, like,
Reading
based
will
on,
happen, it's just not for a readathon.
based on what I did in July last year, the month prior to Amazing Readathon, like, I'm not promising anything for me.
That's fair.
So I have so much to do. And has any of it been done yet? Absolutely not. I have 30 prompt videos to make.
I mean, I was gonna say if you need help, let me know, but I don't really think I can help you with that.
No.
I don't think that's a thing that takes more than one, that can take more than one person.
Well, that, and you can't really know what they are.
That too. I mean, with my memory, I'll forget. To be honest.
No,
Let's be honest, I will probably forget.
this is why if Fabling happens, we're gonna have some NPCs.
This is why I have a spreadsheet that tells me exactly what's going on every single day of the month.
That requires so much upkeep. I know I wouldn't do it.
I like spreadsheets.
Yeah, we know.
I got 2 books today, Perilous Times and The Carnival of Curiosities. Ooh, I have been very interested in The Carnival of Curiosities. Do I start one of those or read one of the many other books? Well, listen, new shiny books are always more fun. So I say go with one of those.
Carnival of Curiosities is the one that has like the yellow sprayed edges with the gears, right?
No, that's
No.
Sanctuary of Shadow.
Thank you. Cool.
Carnival of Curiosities is a very similar front cover. It's like a red and yellow circus. Maybe blue and yellow. Might be blue and yellow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of circus books that have come out in the last year. Looked to the left of me and was jump scared by someone doing a headstand.
That's a
Those
vibe.
Australians. Coda is the adult I wish I was. We want to be Coda when we grow up. Just wake up naturally.
Susie did that when she was a puppy.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, we can, like, sleeping in is an option now that I have a function, like an adult dog bladder. I don't have to wake up. And she would snuggle with me until I got up.
Schmidt is like ready to go. If you get up, he's ready to go.
Yeah, well, he's like, what, 2? Yeah. He'll calm down a bit.
Doyle is currently over here being a potato that like hasn't moved in an hour. I opted out of readathons up until now, just enjoying mood reading until the killer readathon piques my interest. Nice.
Mhm.
Sometimes you just
Same
gotta...
here. I haven't readathoned.
Yeah.
It's okay. We will introduce you to the chaos of Amazing Readathon.
I like how they
August,
help
right?
with TBRs. I
Huh?
appreciate that. I like how they help with TBRs. I appreciate that. And then I forget that they exist.
Yeah.
I just know I'm not going to read that many books in a month. Especially if it's during the summer because I've got like gardening to do.
That's fair.
Mm.
That's what audiobooks are for.
Well, yeah, there's always an audiobook. I'm just saying.
You got this. It's fine. It's also just fun to be a part of the chaos. Even if you're not reading that much, it's just fun to be part of the chaos.
Maybe I should do an
At some
ultimate
point,
guide
I'm
to
gonna have to participate in the readathon. It's bound to happen.
Just hang out in the Discord. Just pretend you're on a team. It's just never actually sign up for it. You'll be fine.
I'm like, I read.
how to read 10 books in a month. Maybe that'll be a video I do.
I mean, I'm gonna put out a video being like, after Cultmas, I'm putting out a video that's I read 30 books in 30 days, and here's how I did it.
Yeah. Nice. I need to update that.
Like, I guess I can always put out a video of doing my first readathon.
There you go. There you go. I mean, like,
Will I make it?
here's
Every
the thing,
time I
though.
sit down and try to make a video, I just end up laughing at myself for like 15 minutes and giving up because
Amazing Readathon is the deep end of Readathon. That may not be one you want to start with.
oh, you always throw me in the deep end though. Like I like that. That's how I thrive.
You'll be bored every other month.
It's fine. I'll just it'll be
Have
really
any of
good.
you read Thistlefoot? Have to return the audio on Sunday, so that's my next read. Trying to figure out if it's worth it to super binge or if I should return it and get it later. I haven't, but I have heard really good things about it.
Yeah, I've heard good things, but I haven't read it.
That's the new T. Kingfisher, right?
No, that's Thornhedge.
That's
This
Thornhead.
looks like
Never mind,
is-
I have zero opinion.
It was a book of the month last year. It's like a spooky fantasy.
Yeah. I think it's one I want to read, but I have not read anything by that author, I don't believe.
I've heard good things about it though. We have a readathon that's based on traveling. You don't actually get to travel, but you can.
Unfortunately.
not like physically.
Someday when I am a millionaire, I will
Mentally, you can mentally travel across the world.
I will actually do the traveling
Do
during
that
the
all
days
the time.
All right. Well, that's the end of the comments. 30 minutes into sprints. It's fine.
I mean, we've only been here for 25, so
it's fine. All right. Oh, I gotta move this. There we go. Now people can see it. All right. Well, then I will see you all in 45 minutes. Hello, welcome back. I watched Margaret's video, and then I got to 27% of We Spread, and this is still very creepy. But in a like really slow way, because it's about a woman who gets moved into a like nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't remember the conversation with her son about this happening, and like she's just, and so it's like it's skipping time, because so it's like it's an unreliable narrator in the fact that you like she doesn't know what's going on.
Does she have dementia or Alzheimer's? Do we know?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, that's going to be
I remember
interesting.
from reviews that it was like somebody going kind of like learning that she has dementia.
Mm.
So
That's hard, because like that's just your brain resets itself.
Yeah,
and you don't know.
exactly.
Interesting.
So, how'd it go for you?
I have filmed the intro to my TBR video.
Good job.
And the first book that I had to put on the TBR. So we're there.
Good job. Good job. Coda, did you get your buddy read pages done? You're muted.
Coda, you're muted. We can't hear a word you're saying, bud.
Just kidding.
I was like, I think I can actually fix that.
I did finish my buddy pages, and I decided to wait on a little life, so I picked that arc up.
What arc is it that you're reading?
It's called I'm the Same.
Okay.
And I'm practically editing it. It's
Oh, I hate that.
got so many errors in it, and then on top of that, like there's some problems with the writing too. Like, not that he's like the worst writer, but it's very
like
amateur.
this needed another round of edits before it went to ARC readers.
It needed a round of really honest opinions and edits, and he just needs to keep practicing writing.
I had one of those that when it was part of the Swiftbow competition, and so this is like a fully published book.
I mean, I've read at least one of those that you've read that was a fully published book and needed a real strong developmental edit and to go back to the drawing board in some places. I like it though.
Right. But the ones that were in the first round, like before they even made it to finals, even worse.
God bless you.
Even worse.
There's just some issues, man. Like he uses as so much that like anybody who was watching me read would have seen me back here going. Because it's like it's insane, dude. Like oh, let it focus. As her feet were like it's like every other sentence, dude.
Oh, you're
what
like,
are you doing out there? I said, petting her as she got more comfortable with me. Roxy, that's a good name for a girl. I said as her tail wagged harder.
It is a dog.
I smiled for the first time since the tsunami happened as I got up and grabbed. I'm just like, dude. Plus, there was the whole tsunami thing, dude. And like, this started out being like a book about this guy and his trauma, meeting this other guy and his money, and like whining a lot. And I thought it was going to be like this relationship thing. And then all of a sudden, like there was an earthquake and a tsunami in fucking Oregon. And
I mean, I guess
this dude just lost the plot, yo.
It must have been during the Taylor. It must have like he must be like this book must be happening during the Taylor Swift concert in Seattle.
Truly.
That's the earthquake.
Truly. I mean, I guess there's a fault
like,
line in Oregon, but it's not an active one.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I can see how like maybe he wanted to play with that,
Yeah.
but there's no like the whole first 60 to 70% of the book. There's
Oh.
no foreshadowing or anything about Oregon having a fault line or
Yeah.
them preparing. It's like you get 70% in the book and there's an earthquake. And
Like,
his
oh, by the
like one
way.
of the dude's parents is like, it's happening.
Oh my gosh.
And then like the next thing you know, there's a tsunami and he like goes through the water like movie style, and then he sees dead bodies, and it's
That's a lot.
it's like an 8th grader wrote it. I like, not to be mean, but it's very creative. It's just
But
not
it
very
just needed to be
plausible.
like honed in a little.
It's just not very plausible. And as I'm reading it,
Sounds like the Grey's Anatomy people wrote it. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't say that much better for Bones because some of this stuff is out there, but like, I'm just like, how much can you put your characters through in one? Like, enough is enough, guys. Come on, there's got to be more interesting stuff.
that's exactly how this is. Like, this kid was bullied. He was in a car accident where his 2 friends and his girlfriend died. Then he moved to Seattle because he won a writing award. The main character is a writer. And the
So
writing.
it's a self-insert book.
Like, I'm just like, and then there's an earthquake and a tsunami, and I'm just like, just, bro.
So he was
Anyways,
playing
I'm gonna
trope
finish
darts.
it and give him some feedback.
He was playing trope darts.
I don't know what he was doing. It was the
Was
first,
this
like the
was this
first.
something that the author sent you, or did you find it on NetGalley?
It's on NetGalley, and it's
Okay.
self-published because like the publishing house is the guy's name
Yeah.
with publishing behind it.
I mean, here
I get
here's
it,
the thing.
but I'm
There
just
is-
like,
there is good
Dude.
self-published books out there, but
"Arr."
it's you can anyone can self-publish, so there's not as much of a like there's a lot of bad with the good.
It's like the first 60% or at least the first 40 to 50%, it wasn't like bad. Like even concept wise, like it was just a little bit too whiny for what he'd been through. Like over dramatic, I think, in my opinion.
Right.
And it wasn't developing fast enough with the relationship, which is what I was interested in.
What
The
we're there
aspect
for.
of the story. Instead, he was like he's been in his mind this whole time.
Is it a YA book? It feels YA.
It feels YA, but it's about this guy in his like 20s.
Oh wow.
So no, I'd be interested to see what some other people think about it.
Yeah.
Not the guy who already left a review on Goodreads, because I'm pretty sure he didn't read the whole book.
You're a friend of the author.
I mean, or maybe he's one of those reviewers who can just skip over errors and they don't, because it makes me it pulls me out of the story.
Oh yeah.
It depends on the error for me. Like if it's a like minor misspelling, those kinds of things, I can be like, they'll fix that and copy edits because quite often
Yeah, that I can pass over.
Like
But when
actual
it's like
sentence
missing
structure, that's hard.
punctuation or sentence structure,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, you're using too many prepositions.
Yeah. It's one of those things that if I have seen if I can see myself reasonably making that mistake and catching it, like somebody's supposed to catch, fine. But then there are times that I take 2 sentences and put them together, and that I'm gonna have a problem with.
It just doesn't feel like he read his own book either to try to edit it. You know what I mean? Or maybe like he did a little bit at the beginning, but like the ass end of this book is like
Like feels rushed.
rushed in thought, rushed in theory.
This is why I want to be Trad Pub. I want the village.
Yeah, exactly.
I want the village.
I self-publish, but I'm like I reread my shit.
Well, yeah, and
a
you
lot.
have
and then I have
failures
other
and you
people
have-
read it.
Yeah, developmental edits and all that other extra stuff.
And I'm very critical of myself too. If I was saying as 3 times on the same page, I would notice.
Yeah, that's when you start having Google read your pages back aloud, because that's
Well,
when you catch stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not even bad if you're like using it because that's the only word you can use. But like it sounds like there's a lot of she was as like that. If you're doing that
That is
kind of
exactly how it
comparison
is.
over and over
This
and over
is
again,
happening
that's a
as
problem.
this happened. The light is coming through the window as I'm feeling the breeze. As.
So they're like run-on sentences, essentially.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not so much run-ons. It's just like, does everything happen as something else is happening? Like, is that how as this, as that, and it's just redundant. It's redundant. Like, there's this one line where it's
that
like,
would be easy to catch.
The dog has muddy feet, and he's like, her feet were muddy from the wet ground. Well, fucking duh.
Yeah.
Like, it's mud. That's wet ground.
mud is wet.
The wet.
It's unnecessary.
That's what you go. The wet mud clung to her paws.
Yeah, bro. Hit me with some of that. Hit me with some of that. Not none of this. The light filtered through the window as the dog walked through the door as I awoke from my alarm clock as I'm just like, fuck, man.
I'm too tired for this.
It has taken me all fucking month to read this book. I think I got it last month. Because I only pick it up for a little bit at a time, and I read the same freaking paragraph like 3 times in a row sometimes because I'm like, what?
What did I just read?
Oh, that's what he meant, bro. And I have to highlight the whole paragraph. Like, dude, this is messy.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Done with my rant. Sorry, thanks.
Poor April. March was a nonstop club of DNFs and 1-star books. I'm sorry. That sucks.
That's rude of March.
Right? Hello.
Hi, Selena.
Read 37 pages. Nice. I don't know how many pages I read because these chapters are very long. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm still actually in chapter 1. If I remember. No, I'm in part 2. But part 2 is 149 minutes. I was like, I'm not going to find that in the book.
Yeah, wow.
Still reading The Stand because I've had so much uni this month. I'm on page 981, so almost there. That's so close, and that's so many pages. It's like what, 1,100 pages, something like that.
Something like that. It's worth it though. It's good.
Hello, 35% of Mr. McCarty. Nice. Cody needs sleep.
I know. It's
He
true.
needs a better book.
I just need to get through this because you know what's going to take even longer than reading this book, writing the review. Yeah,
it's true.
Because I'm going to have to leave, like, you know how NetGalley has the second page where you can leave publisher notes. Like, I'm not.
That's
I'm
new.
not just going to like blast this guy in the review that everybody reads on all the errors, but I am going to list all of the errors.
Wow.
And all of the weird parts for him in the publishing. And then, you know, with a little note, and here's my email. Next time, just email me your book and we'll talk.
Let's talk beta reading.
Oh,
hourly wages because, you know, I just got laid off. So I could edit this for you for, you know, less than minimum wage if you want, whatever.
just make sure that he's not like one of those problematic authors that goes after reviewers.
Yeah, you might be opening doors.
He can come after me all he wants to. I'm on YouTube. There's at least 12 different sprint recordings where I bitch about reading this book. Sit on it. I mean, all people got to do is go read the book. Go prove me wrong.
I read 30 pages of The Silence. Very nice. Went for a swim in the ocean. Read 2% of it. That sounds like a wonderful day. Heading home now. My skin has gotten away with too much sun today without a burn, and I don't want that to change. Yeah, don't
push your luck.
Good night. Hello. Oh, yes.
there.
You know, we're having a Friday. It's Friday. Think many of us have felt this. We've been on this arc journey with Coda. It's gonna be like that mountain.
Yeah,
to go
see, our friends know all about it.
Sounds like a Shonda Rhimes plot.
And when I don't read it, they're like, have you read any more of the art? Like they're into it. They're into my pain.
I'll be honest, Shonda wrote some good shit in those first few seasons, and then I think she started doing less of the work.
Mm-hmm.
And then she left, and it.
Creativity is good as long as there's a bit of logic. What is this book?
I don't think I can even show you the title the cover because it's an arc, but it's on my Goodreads, Rachel. It's on my currently reading list. It's called I'm the Same.
Read a book that had a hurricane that takes place in Michigan. Yeah, that definitely would happen in Lake Superior.
I mean, we're getting there.
People wandering around here and there, seemingly without a care in the world. It was a good example of how not to write.
That's not how. In a hurricane? I mean, if it's a Cat 1, I could see that happening.
Well, not in Michigan.
On the yeah. No.
Michigan does not have an ocean.
Let me tell you something. In Florida, I don't think we even close businesses for a Category 1 for the most part.
Yeah, because you're used
The
to
towns
it.
are still going to be open.
But if for some godforsaken reason there was a hurricane in Michigan, I'm pretty sure they would close the entire state.
Probably.
Yeah, if you really want to write, like whatever you want to write, just, set it in a different world or way off in the future or something.
Yeah, like if you're going to do something, especially when you're doing like climate stuff, put it in a dystopian.
Well, I mean,
right?
Because then you can be like global warming.
Yeah. Well, the idea of a hurricane in Michigan, that is a very, that's something you would do if you were doing not the beginning, but like when climate change is starting to get worse.
Yeah.
Like that's something that would happen.
Yeah, I could maybe see that if it was in the build up.
There was a book that I read. It was a climate fiction that like basically the entire United States had like gone underwater and the characters were in Indiana, which was a beach town.
Poor Indiana.
I know, right?
Like what the heck? What the heck are you gonna do if Indiana's a beach town, man? There's nothing but corn there.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to eat corn if it's a beach town now, because the seagulls are gonna eat all the corn.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think corn does well with that much water.
Probably not.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not the worst I've ever seen. That's not the worst sentence I've ever seen. All right.
Yeah.
There are far worse ones out there.
Oh yeah. Listen, this month I read a fantasy romance, and here's the thing. I read 2 fantasy romances back to back that were in the same series, different authors, but like same collection. And one of them was 5 stars. And then the next one that I read was 1 star because I had to read from his perspective, her learning how to give a blowjob.
From his perspective?
From his perspective.
Was he teaching her?
Yes.
With his mouth?
No.
Well, how is he giving a good example?
He was not. It was. It was one of the worst smut scenes I've ever read in my history of reading romance.
Theoretically, a guy could teach a girl how to give a blowjob if it was her, GBF.
He was Faye, so like it was weird. It was so bad.
He's probably given 1 or 2 himself if he was Faye.
But it was so uncomfortable.
That's weird.
I was so uncomfortable reading.
There are authors that could pull that off, but
like, why wouldn't you just do it from her perspective? It's a dual POV book.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that scene from her perspective?
Or at least cut back and forth between perspectives. If you're
Something.
wanting to get some of his reaction.
I don't know. Can't foresee a tsunami happening in Oregon, but like Vegas had a hurricane last year. So what
Did?
do I know about Mother Nature? It's true.
What?
It had a band of a hurricane.
Oh,
It had pretty much broken up by then.
I was gonna say usually most of the United States break like the east coast of the United States breaks the hurricane up before it gets too far in.
Oh, this was like one from the western,
Yeah.
like one
So-
from the Pacific, and so
Usually
like
the land breaks that up.
one of the bands, like it came all the way up to Utah. We had a bunch of rain,
Ooh.
but
I actually Googled it, and there have been tsunamis in Oregon before, but it's been a really, really long time.
That makes sense. Well, I mean, because they're
And
right
they-
across, like globally, they're across from Japan. So
Right,
there's
that's what I was gonna say.
there.
Is that's the other thing is the tsunami that did happen in Oregon. It came from Japan or it came from Hawaii. It
Mhm.
didn't happen because Oregon had a
No.
earthquake.
If Oregon had an earthquake, it's going to hit Hawaii or Japan.
Right. So like this whole book is pissing me off, man.
I
Telling you.
took one semester of a geology course, and I know that.
yeah, when the one place has an earthquake, the water goes out. Like at most, Alaska might get some of the tsunami.
Maybe.
Maybe
Like
I
water
mean-
goes
if it goes north.
going that way. I mean, I guess
Like-
if the earthquake was
Maybe.
south,
The tail of Alaska might.
It
potentially.
just sinks.
It's fine. I mean, California had a tsunami and people brought their kids to the beach to see it.
I mean, there are hurricane watch parties, my friend. Yeah, no, I.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
I do. I'm going to bed after this chatty bit.
Death by arc.
That'd be a good tingle
when I
book.
head to bed. Yes. Thank you so much. Good night. How do authors get to the NetGalley stage? It very much depends. Because like if you're self-pubbing, then you can just put it up yourself.
yeah, I was going to say it must be pretty easy.
Yeah. Because if you're self-publishing, you're doing your own stuff on Amazon, you're doing
Yeah.
everything on your own.
It's if you're Trab Pub, it goes through the editor at least once, I think.
Yeah,
Like there's a lot that can change between when they get the arc and when the book gets published.
for sure.
I've seen authors that have their books and they are like every single page has a tab where they made a change between when the art and when it was published. But yeah, typically you're gonna in Trab Hub at least you're gonna get a few edits out there.
Right. Had hurricane parties in Florida.
Hey, nice. Yeah, like they had to tell when Port Charlotte was hit, like there were people on the news nonstop going, please go in a home. Like it's not going to pass you by. You need to go home. You need to get in shelter. Like, because people were on the beach with their beer, like their coolers and their beer and their chairs to watch the hurricane go by.
I mean, that's the same level of like insanity and craziness, but I was one of them who would do like tornado chasing.
That's so much scarier to me. Because tornadoes have no logic. They just hit where they want to hit. There's a reason they're called the finger of God.
It's really scary at night because you can't see it.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I get it. We play real fast and loose with hurricanes here. Like, I have gone to work with Cat 1 hurricanes coming down, but like, I would never go to the beach where the water is.
Yeah.
To watch a hurricane pass by. Like, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
But that is something people.
But
will
I feel
do.
like every region of the country has their own like
Has their
crazy
thing.
weather that they're just like, meh,
Yeah.
whatever.
And that's part of why that hurricane was so bad, because no one was expecting it to hit there, or like it ended up like they were thinking it was going to come as like a 2 or a 3, and
Right.
it came as a category 5, I believe.
Yeah.
Like it was way more intense than they were expecting.
Right. We don't get hurricanes here. We have the largest lakes and there are 5 of them, but no Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to have like an actual ocean to have a hurricane. Yes.
Right now.
It
Well,
was his
also, and it's cold. Up there, it's much colder.
yeah, also that. Yeah.
I mean,
It's that
it's
time of night.
it
Listen.
smells good.
Listen, this is 10:40 at night, okay? We've gone crazy. Oh no. The author lost me on page 1 when his main character watched a pair of socks fall helplessly to the floor. Oh my. I don't know what's going on in these comments.
Socks actions.
People will go swimming during hurricanes. Yeah, see that
Carly,
sounds.
are you from Florida or did you just spend time in Florida? I'm just curious. Because you're talking like you're from here.
I think
It Carly was in Florida, right? Before she
Yeah.
moved to Australia. Because she just moved to Australia like what, a couple
girl,
for
years ago.
school,
right?
yeah, like last month.
I love that she moved from the only state that like the most probably has a high chance to the country that has the most chance of things if they want to kill you.
Probably, yeah. From Maryland,
Oh,
but in
that's
undergrad
right.
in Florida. Okay.
That's funny. My brother did his is currently in Maryland now.
Oh,
So he works for Johns Hopkins Hospital up there, doing things he can't talk to us about.
yeah, storm chasers are crazy. We were not storm chasers, but here's the thing. I went to school and did my undergrad in small town Oklahoma. There is nothing to do in small town Oklahoma. The height of like excitement is when you got to go to the donut shop at night because they stayed open all night for the college students, and you got the good donuts at 2:00 in the morning.
I mean, that's kind of excitement here too.
Right, nothing exciting. So in the spring semester when we had the tornadoes, we would all pile in our friend's van and drive up the freeway to find the tornadoes. It's great. I made it out alive. It's fine.
It would actually have to be Gatornado because we don't have any crocodiles here. We have alligators.
Aren't there
This is how
crocodiles?
tired I am. When I read it on the sidebar over here, I thought it said Cracknado.
Are there crocodiles on the eastern side of Florida though?
No, we have alligators.
So where are the crocodiles?
Well, they're in Australia for one thing.
Well, yeah, but
We don't. Hold on. I'm pretty sure there are no.
Gatornado isn't as sketchy.
Hold on, because I'm pretty sure. Oh, apparently we do have down in South Florida. We do have some American crocodiles. Interesting. They don't
Australia
go.
really isn't that bad.
Listen, I feel like I could get by in like the cities, but if you're going out somewhere where you have to check the toilets for spiders, I'm too dumb for that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna.
What do you do if you find one?
Yeah,
And
right.
you really have to go. What if it's one of those big ones? Just
Yes,
pee yourself
yes,
while you're running away.
Ben is
screaming.
smart people.
That he has a double major in math and physics and then got his PhD in physics. So yeah, no one knows. There are two people that know what he did in undergrad, and it was him and his advisor. No one else understood it.
American crocodiles, do they have an accent?
Yeah.
Crocs
That
are
makes sense. If there were going to be crocodiles somewhere, they would be in the Everglades. I mean, there are parts of the United States where you have to do that as well if you're going rural, especially if you're using like an outhouse or something.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Again, I would forget.
You're like, I gotta kill.
Why?
That's funny. Crocs in the Everglades.
Yeah, that makes sense. If there was going to be crocodiles anywhere, it would be in the Everglades.
That's right. There you
And
go.
I wouldn't be surprised if they are not native. They were brought here by some idiot.
Probably.
Because that's why we have pythons in the Everglades.
Right. You do get spiders even indoors. I mean, we get spiders in the house here.
We do too. I'm just worried about the big scary ones that we're getting.
Oh yeah, no, we just get the little garden spiders.
Yeah. No, I'm fine
It's
with
the ones
those
in your
house
car you
spiders.
have to check for. Oh my gosh. No, thank you. I do not want to find a spider in my car.
Yeah, no thanks.
No, thank you. Absolutely not.
How
Oh,
to
I
get in
can't.
there? Does it have a key?
I don't know.
He's all boop.
I'm not okay with this. Everything is brought to Florida by an idiot. You're not wrong, Carly. I motion that we rename the Everglades to the Neverglades. Neverglades. There you go.
I mean, I would like to go down there at some point. I just with a guide and a big group.
Right.
my
Australia
God.
doesn't have spiders. They have mutants with 8 legs.
Even like, yeah.
Does it have a key? Someone found one of the giant spiders yet. Well, good luck. I hope you don't find one.
Yeah.
Maybe
Or
for
actually-
Carly.
Or rather, if there's one in your vicinity, I hope you do find it.
And make sure to check the car, Carly.
Right. Oh, all right.
All
We're gonna
right.
do another sprint. Are y'all hanging out with me?
I will. I
I'm
still have-
headed to bed. I'm up.
That's
in
fair.
Florida for 5 hours.
Yeah,
5
you
hours,
you should
actually.
do that.
So I'll see you there, right? No.
You're funny.
Oh, come on, you're in my time zone. You can do it.
I could either do that one or this one, but not both.
Yeah, that would be me. When Neva was like, "Can you take one of the 2 morning slots?" And I was like, maybe the 5 o'clock one, but there's
Yeah.
no way. There's not a snowball's chance in hell that I would be able to do the one Nicole's doing. I was like, that's like my coma time.
Right. That is I am dead.
Right. Nothing wakes me up. Good night, friends.
Bye.
Good
Thanks for
night.
having me.
All right. Well, let me find the thing. There we go. All right. I'll see you in Huh?
There's a little tomato dude.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you in 45. Well, welcome back. I am getting lower and lower in this chair as we go on in the evening.
Time for some jacks.
What?
I said time for some jumping jacks.
Right. But I got to 54%. So I have
Nice.
Yeah, I've got a little over an hour left, so I won't be able to finish it in this next sprint, but it's okay.
You got this.
How'd you do?
I have to film the outro to this video and then we're done.
Nice.
Nice.
Was it nice?
The video or
The TBR.
let's just say I will be reading many of these after April 15th. I mean, one of them's a definite maybe. The other one I could probably read in a day, but I'm also going to be traveling from the 4th to the 10th, and my brother is dragging me to Indiana.
Ew, why?
Because he wants to see the eclipse, because so there are a couple of, basically he was thinking about going to New York to see the totality because he wanted to go to that, but then some friends in South Bend are being like, we're going to do an eclipse party, so he was like, would you be cool with that? I was like, I mean, Baltimore, South Bend, either way works for me, man.
There you go. So are you driving? Or are you flying?
I believe he's driving because we haven't bought plane tickets.
It's fair. That's fair.
He does the drive quite regularly because his girlfriend still lives there.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
They're trying to get her out to Baltimore, but they're not there yet.
Neva, did you have a good nap?
Yep. And I listened to the first 2 chapters.
Nice.
Shred Parker.
Nice.
So,
and you haven't fully slept yet, so it's still Friday for you.
right. I just took, a nice little nap.
Yeah.
I don't know about this book yet. But, the book is young still.
The book is young.
That is the night.
Because really, we've been introduced to whatever her name is.
Jordan.
Yeah,
Astrid?
basically all you've had has been when they're running in, when she runs into her with the coffee.
Yeah. And then she was like, she checked her phone to see if there was a name, but there was only a number. And then the name that was entered was funny. I did laugh at that. It was like something about ruining your ugly dress or something like that.
Yeah.
Which that was, fun. But yeah, I don't know yet. But we're getting there. You know what I mean? I figure I'll give it 2 more chapters and then I'll know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a super long book. It's only
it's very much a slow burn romance.
Which that's cool. I mean, as long as
let me tell you that when it finally sparks,
all I have to say is this book can't possibly do to me what the book Brittany finished the other day did to her. That's all I'm saying.
What did Brittany finish?
So I'll put it in the private chat because I don't know if it's. I know it's for a video, so I don't know that she's put it out there.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I probably know what she's reading.
But did you know that you can have? I won't say what book it is on the internet, but did you know that you can have a miscommunicated accidental pregnancy? I think I broke Margaret.
No, I'm just doing the math.
Yeah. This is so she messaged me and asked if she could ruin the book for me because I've read the first book in the series, but I never moved forward. And I liked the first book.
She's doing stuff for Kindle right now.
Yeah,
it's maybe I don't know what it is.
It's not for that. So this is for a standalone video. This is for a a video that is supposed to be on its own. Now she doesn't know if it's coming ever.
Did
in
they
life.
miscommunicate about whether or not she was on birth control?
No. So both characters have some trauma around pregnancy and or infertility. Okay.
Okay.
So that's a thing in the book, which is fine and great. The male main character's sister takes a pregnancy test at his house and leaves it under the couch. Why you would leave it under the couch?
Ew, gross.
But he finds it. That's what I said too. I was like, why the fuck would you leave it under the couch? He finds it and thinks that it's the female main characters, thinks she's trying to trap him into a pregnancy. He freaks out. She can't defend herself, whatever. So, miscommunicated accidental pregnancy.
Okay, the math does math there.
I mean, it does, but why? Why?
Wait, I need to know.
Why? It's so
I-
unnecessary.
I need to know what book this is. Also,
I'll tell you.
while you're telling me, we have an update from Coda. Got an email from the publisher asking if he's had a chance to review that arc. Be like, have you had a chance to review that arc?
That's what I'm fucking saying.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying, man. Because this arc, dude, has really given Coda like a run
That's so funny.
for his money.
Good night. Graded all of the midterm exams from every single class I teach and a stack of quizzes. Look at you being productive. Listen, it's called spring break for a reason. You do them all at the end. It's called procrastination. We're very good at it around here. Walked from the beach to the bus stop, read another 2% along the bus ride back to my room. The second the sprint ended. Very nice. Switched to an audiobook. I just started The Marriage Act by John Mars. Ooh, I haven't read that one from him. I've only read The Passengers. I think that's the only one I've read. But I really liked it. Another 40 pages. Very nice. Look at you. You got this. Oh, that really?
Interesting.
Everyone loves that book.
She was like, I don't understand. And the thing was that she started sending, before this even happened, she was sending me messages on all caps. Like,
Oh, I
there's
was
a
getting
whole-
those too.
There's like a whole conversation where if anyone else read this, it just looks like we're screaming at each other for 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, I got one of those, and it was I can't remember. Because it was so out of context because I wasn't on sprints with her and I had no idea what she was reading.
Because she
Oh, that author.
yeah, she messaged me. It was like, how did it take them 70% to get together, and then we have a miscommunication breakup at 74%, and then we just spent 5 minutes just screaming at each other until I was like, I love how we're just yelling at
Have
each
you
other.
read it?
I have not, but
Not you. No, neither.
Oh, okay,
I knew
sorry.
you hadn't.
So I have not. I've read the first book,
Okay.
but I didn't move past the first book because I liked the first book, but Brittany did not. Because Kelsey and I both liked it. I read it before Kelsey did.
Yeah.
But we both liked it, and I just did it. I don't know. I wasn't in like my sports romance era yet, so like I didn't
Right.
feel it necessary to move on. You know.
Yeah.
But then she's like, I just don't understand why people like this book. She was like, it like whatever. Which like, she and I both are okay with like a slow burn, but you have to.
You have to have
Like-
some progression.
Yeah, like don't slow burn and then be like, oh, they're finally together and now miscommunication. There
Well,
ain't no way.
That and the thing is the thing that makes a slow burn good is that you like that the payoff is phenomenal and it has to be so good because if it's
Yeah.
just like if the payoff if like the first scene that they are together is just fine, that's fine in a book where they're fucking every other scene.
Right, because it's not gonna, because if you are consistently having some kind of sexual encounter, it's not gonna be great every time. That
Right.
first of all, it's not realistic.
Right.
So I'm
if
gonna get annoyed if it's just, I mean, unless it's like alien smut, unless if it's humans having sex and it's perfect, phenomenal, mind blowing every time. And be like, okay, that's a
Right.
fucking lie.
But with the
Like-
slow burn, because it builds the angst and the tension throughout the entire book, if
Yeah.
the payoff isn't the best sex ever,
What was the point?
it's like it's so obvious how disappointing it is.
But I think that also plays into like the realism of it too. Because even in real life,
Right.
if you just been like waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting,
And then it was just fine.
it could maybe like not actually be like the best sex you ever had, like in like hindsight.
Yeah.
In the moment, it's gonna feel like the best sex you ever had. And so when it's
I
like,
think
wow,
that's
that was-
why I think that's why the love hypothesis doesn't work, because it's kind of slow burn, but then like their first scene is like fine.
you know how I feel about the love hypothesis.
I know you do. I just brought it up because I know Margaret's gonna read it this month.
Am I?
Okay, you borrowed it from the library.
Here's the thing.
No, I own it.
Oh, I thought you borrowed it. Never mind.
No, I
In
own it.
hindsight, with the love hypothesis, like even when I read it, I understood why people liked it. Now, here's the thing. I didn't have any kind of attachment to that book because I knew going into it that it was supposed to be like Kylo Ren fanfic-y, whatever. I don't know anything. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Okay. Take my nerd
Wow.
card if you want. But I don't know anything about Kylo Ren. Like, I don't care about them. And I had to like look them up to figure out where they even came from.
I also feel like they're a little bit too liberal, just in general, with Raylo fanfic traditionally published, because there's so many of those. Like Forget Me Not. I don't think that that's Raylo fanfic. What I do think it is Luke and Lorelai.
Yeah.
Which, see, that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like
Neither.
sometimes people put like labels on it. Like I could see it from the cover, I guess, like the way that they designed
And his
the
name
cover.
is Adam, if I remember.
Yeah, right. And the way they designed the cover for the love hypothesis or whatever. But I was like, okay, I don't even know enough. Like, I went into it just reading it as like a love story because like I didn't know enough about that to care.
Yeah.
And people were like, "How do you not know?" And I'm like, first of all,
He's
I
Costco
stopped
Darth
watching-
Vader.
I stopped watching Star Wars after the originals. Okay, I did not move forward. Like,
Fair.
I tried, and I didn't care. I'm sorry.
Understandable.
I tried. And I tried so hard because I knew that there were certain characters that came back in the new ones or whatever. I mean, they were older, obviously, but like they came back, whatever. And I just didn't care. But I just feel like sometimes authors just don't make things very realistic, and then people
No,
hype
he
it
puts
up.
her entire boob in his mouth. That's not realistic.
Yeah, that part.
Pretty sure your jaw doesn't unhinge like that.
I'll be honest, I was like trying to figure out in what universe that would happen.
Not this one. I wonder, because like you liked that one when you first read it, right?
Which one?
The Love Hypothesis.
No.
Oh, for some reason I thought you did when you like.
So I didn't like I only read the Love Hypothesis once. I read it. I didn't like it.
That's right. That's right.
I read it like right before I really started doing YouTube. I read it with a friend as a buddy read, and she made up a hashtag that was hashtag make Neva love romance, because at the time I was not a romance girly. Like if I was going to read romance, it was going to be like dark romance. I was not trying to read like fluffy contemporary like romance. I wasn't trying to do that. When I first came onto YouTube, I made a video or something. Maybe it was part of my like newbie tag where they asked like a book that you didn't like. I talked about the Love Hypothesis, and a lot of people unsubscribed. Okay. I did try Allie Hazelwood after that. I read
Uh-huh.
a couple of the STEM novellas.
Right. That's right.
Or
I do remember that.
I think the first round of Rom-Comathon.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that was when I kind of came to terms with it. I just didn't mesh well with Allie Hazelwood. I don't like the way that she writes her characters, like the way she describes them. They're all like dwarf women with gigantic men, which like works for me in
The
monster
question is,
romance.
are you going to read Bride?
So I did actually just came through in the library again, and I asked it to wait 3 days. I probably am going to do it just because I need to know. Because here's why I need to know. I have FOMO because like you read it, Brittany read it. I know y'all didn't enjoy. But Jan also read it.
I know.
And now I'm like, all the girlies have read it. Now I need to read it. So I
No,
probably
like Michelle loved it, Monica loved it, even Lexi didn't hate it.
But you hated it though?
Oh God, yes. No, like the worst book I have ever read.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. If I DNF, then fine. But I think I'm going to, because I can get it. My library has it.
Yeah.
So I'm not even putting, because my thing was if I couldn't find it at the library, then I was like, okay, it'll be a miss for me. Like because it keeps popping up on my Audible, but I'm not about to waste a credit. So it was like, even if I have to read it, and the copy that my library had is a ebook copy, which is fine. It's romance.
All you have to get to is the scene where she goes, she grabbed the spatula or the ladle. She couldn't remember what it was called.
The spatula or the ladle, those are two different things, ma'am.
So
one is to flip things and one is to scoop them. One is a giant spoon and one is a flipper.
Yeah.
What did I walk back in on?
The sentence in Bride where she says it was something, I can't even remember the exact sentence, but it was like something like she grabbed the ladle, or maybe it was the spatula. She couldn't tell the difference or something.
So she couldn't tell if she needed a flip,
or she didn't know the difference. I can't remember. I'll go back and find it.
She didn't know if she was flipping pancakes
Or ladling soup.
Or getting soup.
I mean,
sure,
like,
ma'am.
You could use the ladle to pour the pancake batter, but like,
if you go back and watch my vlog,
you would still know which one it is.
My vlog where I read this one, it was like the anticipated romance releases or whatever. I give visual representation in case Allie was having problems. I just in case anybody was confused. This is a ladle. This is a spatula.
All right,
they're different.
So it looks like it's still saying a 4-week hold on Bride. I'm not gonna buy it.
No, do not buy it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll just wait for it to come through on my library, and then we will
see what happens.
Yeah, maybe I'll do like maybe it'll be part of, well, it probably will be part of like I'm doing weekend recap vlogs now instead of weekly vlogs. Weekly vlogs stress me out.
That's
so,
fair.
With trying to work and do them.
Also, they don't ever perform well.
Yeah, so I'm thinking just doing like a weekend vlog where like a weekend in my life every week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'll just like be like, hi, this is challenges I'm doing or readathons or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And then just recap on what I'm reading. Because then at least if they don't do very well, at least I only wasted like a few hours making them and not a whole week of trying to remember to
get out the camera
on in my face. But yeah, I'm going to read it just because now I just need to know.
You just, if it wasn't already archived, If it wasn't already archived, I would just send you my NetGalley link, but it's already archived.
Yeah, because didn't you both get?
No.
I sent it to Brittany because I couldn't read it by myself.
She was like, read it with me. Chris, I love you, but no.
Not that much.
Because here's the thing. Okay, the 8 lives of Amelia Bedelia, or whatever the hell it is. I went on a whole journey with that because I told her, I said, she was like, I have to finish this book tonight. And I said, okay, well, I'll stay up with you, right? Because I was going to be up anyway. By the time she got 75% through this book, I was regretting that. I mean,
I regret all of my choices.
because it's like I told Nicole, I felt like I read this book. Okay.
Oh, no.
I did not read it, but I felt like I went on the whole journey. And I love y'all, but y'all can have that women's prize for fiction because I know, thank you. No.
I'm putting the link to I hope it actually works. I don't know if links work in StreamYard. That's my anticipated release vlog.
It should work. Let me check.
Theoretically, it does. In StreamYard, it doesn't look like a link, but hopefully it does for you. It's one of 3 books that I read in that video. There's also an SMP book that I read in that video. Huh?
It works on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
I can click it.
There is a St. Martin's book that also is talked about in that video. The vlog did go out before the boycott started.
Well, it definitely says 5 months ago. So
Yeah.
So I was gonna be like, if it didn't go out before the boycott started, it went out right after. So like,
No, it was early September.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh wait, Cleat Cute is in that one. Yeah. You know, the hype almost got me with the bride. Yeah, no, like everyone is loving it, and I don't know if it did. Maybe in the finished copy, they took that scene out.
I just, first of all, I need to know why Allie Hazelwood thought it would be a good idea to go from STEM novels to
So my theory,
Video.
my theory is that this is actually her original work. This is her first novel because the writing is not good. It's not polished at all. So my thought is it was probably her first. She submitted it and her publisher said, maybe we don't try to do Omegaverse as a debut author. Come back with something a little bit more normal.
So she came back with STEM and then decided, well, now I'm
and now that she's an established author, she's coming back with this one. Because now people will buy the book simply because it's Allie Hazelwood.
Right.
She should still get the editors involved.
Well, that was a choice, I guess.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
If it's as bad as you say, though, I don't know how she would have gotten an agent. I'll be honest.
I don't know.
Maybe because she came back with something normal.
Yeah.
Maybe that was her. That was the feedback from agents of like this does not work as debut, and so then she decided to write Love Hypothesis.
Like it doesn't work at all.
Man, I really hope this box does not sell out before I get paid.
What?
So Larry Reed's did a book box.
Uh-huh.
And she did it with Eternal Embers. I don't know who they are, okay? But she did 5 of her favorite books. And they made special covers for them. Have I read any of these except one?
Didn't they do this? Didn't Madison get to do this?
Maybe, but she did The Sinner's Duet by Sophie Lark. So it's a bind up of both books.
Uh-huh.
She did Binding and Keeping 13.
Uh-huh.
Which I own those on my Kindle. I haven't read them. She did Archer's Voice, and then she did redeemed by Lauren Asher.
Ooh. I want to read Archer's Voice. I think Shay and I are going to do a traveling book.
That's
And it'll
fine.
be like an
That's fine.
annotated book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Margaret's
Have you
gonna
read
start-
The Sinners to It?
Me?
Yeah.
Or,
No.
or Neva?
Margaret, it's a serial killer romance.
I know, which is why I was
They kill
confused.
somebody and then do it next to the body. I don't think you've read it.
I've read the first one.
I could see how that would turn someone on.
Right. The adrenaline. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, the lack of that scene was why Butcher and Blackbird was not a 5-star.
You know what? I gave it 6 stars and I'm
Right.
not going back on that. But I could see why
The smut was so vanilla.
I mean, true. It was the banter for me. Okay.
The banter was so good.
I was sitting in my Uber, right? Because back then I was still in Indiana. Like I
Uh-huh.
started this book. I read probably 50% of this book when I was still in Indiana. So I was taking an Uber to and from work, right? If I read the ice cream scene at 4:00 in the morning with my eyeballs in the back of an Uber,
Oh my goodness.
I thought I was gonna be sick in the Uber. Like I was like reading it and I had like a visceral reaction. I was like,
Especially
Like
since
that.
you probably ate Taco Bell in the last 12 hours.
and I was like, what the hell is happening? And here was the thing, it's so crazy because I was like in the Uber and I was like reading and I was like, oh, I had ice cream at the house. So I was like, oh, when I get home, I'm gonna eat that ice cream that I have at the house. And then I read that scene and I was like, well, never mind.
Never mind.
But it was the banter between them. I know that it was supposed to be like more of like a friends to lovers vibe.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't enemies by any definition, really.
agreed.
I guess you could say it was like
I
competitors
liked
to
how he
lovers.
was like this golden retriever. Like he was really trying to be protective and kind of like dominant, but he was really a golden retriever. The thing, like the complaints that I had with that book was there needed to be like weirder sex.
Yeah, this text is pretty
and
vanilla, yeah.
and B, you spend the entire book with her like kind of fighting gender norms and becoming this like badass woman, and then the first sex scene is in his POV. And it just completely just cuts that off.
I
Like,
think
never mind.
I think for me, I was so skeptical of the whole like dark romantic comedy
Yeah.
that it just sucked me in. Like I was like along for the ride the whole time.
that's
like
fair.
I was just like, this is
No, it was a ride.
literally everything that I've ever needed in life. But yeah, I agree. In hindsight, it's still 6 stars. But like I agree in hindsight that the sex definitely could have been, especially with like all the other weird shit that they were doing
Right.
throughout the book.
And then it's just like the sex is like light.
With
light
all of the
BDSM.
weird, like with all the weird, like the web thing and like the eyes, like
Yeah.
all the other weird shit they were doing. I was like, wow. I mean, I agree. Like the sex was kind of like, that's it.
That's it.
Because really, like the most that they said about the sex was how loud she was.
Yeah.
Like the brother complained about how loud she was, and I was like, okay, well,
Right. You're like, okay. The end of that book was adorable though. I love the end of that book.
yeah, it's definitely good. I mean, I definitely would not recommend it to everyone. I'm excited to see Brittany read this at some point. I didn't realize somebody on Patreon had put it in her thing.
I don't know. Like I think
The only reason I don't think the things that I don't think she'll like are the horror elements of this book. Because Brittany is not a horror girly.
yeah.
So like the
But
eyes,
I don't
the
necessarily
icing-
see this book as horror. I see it as a thriller, which she reads a lot of.
which is true, but the graphicness of some of the
She just binged Mindfuck.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think she gives it 5 stars, but I don't think she hates it.
It's I mean, in my opinion though, Mindfuck is much more thriller. Like I mean, unless I missed something. Cuz I read the first 2, I think, in that series, and then I got irritated. This is also true. Hold on. Hey, hold on. I unless I missed something, which is possible. So somebody can tell me because I only read the first 2 books because I got irritated that it wasn't I don't know. It was marketed to me as smut and it wasn't smut.
It's not. It's more of a thriller. And apparently there's a cult at some point.
But I mean, other than in the first book where she like hunts dude down, is it actually super graphic throughout the whole thing?
I only read the first one, so I don't know.
Because I could see Brittany not enjoying the eye thing.
Yeah, there'll be scenes where she'll be a little grossed out, I think. But I don't think she's gonna hate the book. You know who would hate the book? Leandra. Leandra would hate the book. Anyways, should we do one more sprint?
Yes.
Okay.
Before I fall asleep.
Same.
I just need to make it through the rest of this outro. That's it. I've got to do that. That's it.
I believe in you. Does that mean that you are leaving before the end of the sprint?
No, I'll make it to the end of the sprint, but then I'm going to bed.
All right, cool. All right, well then I will see you in 45 minutes. Hello, welcome back. I made it to 80%. So I have like a little over half an hour left of my book.
Nice.
But I'll probably like try to finish it.
Yeah.
That way I can say that I'm at least only one book behind.
I need to go look at that.
How did that go for you?
I got a phone call, but also listened to another chapter of this book. It's going fine, I guess. I don't know, I'm like 3 books behind for this damn 30 and 30, so that's fine.
It's okay. There's some people that are like 7 behind. So like
I'll get caught up.
you're good.
But I mean the book is still going, good.
Nice.
Still going.
Nice. Margaret, did you finish filming?
The makeup is off. I finished filming and then watched this episode of Bones, and it's an episode.
Yeah.
It's the first episode after he tries to be like, hey, maybe this should be a thing.
Yeah.
And it's very awkward because they are undercover as husband and wife.
I remember that episode. That one's funny. I love
And
that.
I'm just like, and then of course we have the whole Angela baby daddy thing.
Yeah.
Which I was like, we didn't have to. Could we? I love this kid, but also like, why is he the intern that survived? Anyways,
Right.
I'm like, I wish the other dude had lived and this one had not. You know?
Right.
Does it make me terrible? I don't know.
I put the link in here. This is to Nicole's sprints. We're going back to Nicole's for the next 4 hours. So everybody can hop on over there. Totally consumed by the will of the mini. That's so exciting. I hope that you continue to love it. That book is dense.
Neva, there are those of us that are 8 books behind. So you're like,
yeah, you're fine.
You're good. You're good.
Good night. I'm sure we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Well, we're gonna end a couple minutes early because
that's fine.
It's fine.
It'll give everybody time.
Everybody can go get a drink, go get a bathroom, like before Nicole starts.
It'll give me time to fall asleep before Nicole starts.
Yeah, because Bree she's slowly sinking.
I am definitely.
Honestly, I'm surprised that she volunteered for this time slot.
Yeah.
Well, for some reason, I don't know what it is about. I was like, oh, it's 8 to 12. Like I can do that. For some reason, 9 to 1 feels so much harder.
I think it's because when you think of 8 to 12, like it's still in the same day.
Yep.
Maybe
9 to 1, you're now going from one day to the next day.
Maybe. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I'll see you all on Margaret's sprints.
Although I expect nobody to be on Coda sprints except me and Coda tomorrow.
Oh no.
Because his start at 5 a.m. for him and you, 6 a.m. for me.
Right.
Yeah.
You might get Crystal.
Maybe. If she's back from her. I know she had some kind of a family event or something. That's why she didn't take. I mean,
that's why she couldn't do this one. But that will be like in the evening for her.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody's in the Discord. So like if people want to just hop on, like I told people, like you can just hop on. Like if you're in the freaking Discord and you want to join in, like you can come hang out.
Right.
Yeah. It would be weird for me to be like, I'm sorry, only the hosts are allowed to come hang out. But you're all in the Discord. I just feel like that would be rude.
Yeah. That's fair. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, guys. We're going over to Nicole's. Well, some of y'all are. I'm not.
I'm not. I'm going to be. If I'm going to be awake for sprints, I'm going to bed. Yeah. I might be awake for some of Coda's towards the end. I will
I
hop on it. But no guarantees.
Because yours start at 9 my time. So we should be like, I'll be good.
Mine started at 11, I believe.
Right. So 9 my time.
Right, so 9 Bree's time.
Right. Yeah, no, it's late. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
10 my time.
Oh, I was doing
Time
the time
zone
zone
math.
math for
9
me.
Brianna's time.
I can only do one time zone at a time. Only one time zone is allowed to exist this
That's
late at
fair.
night.
That's fair. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, and have a good night, everybody. Bye.